Dylan R says hello. Hand pink waving. I can't hear you. I think your mic is off.
Okay, cheers for the call out. Thank you. Can't believe I just did that whole thing muted. But yeah, I'm setting up terrain generation. That's what you see in the bottom of the screen on YouTube. So hopefully audio is coming in now. My mouse is all messed up.
Now I can hear ya.
Perfect.
Cool.
Yeah, happy weekend. Yeah, give me a second here. I'll do a little demonstration how it works. Essentially, we're using Perl and noise to generate height maps. So if I come in here into terrain, let's try like a different seed, like 99. And let's try a max height of 5.
Oh, okay.
Kind of gives you that Minecraft vibe a little bit, doesn't it? Let's make a big one. Oh, not that big.
What happens if you walk into lava?
Well, let me go ahead and do that if I can see it again. But essentially, you're just floating it.
I play Minecraft lol.
Have you built anything cool in it? I'm in the lava now. I think Minecraft uses Perl and noise. Maybe they ended up customizing it, but it kind of looks similar. Alright, we'll leave it right there while I get this all set up. Some of the most impressive stuff I've seen with Minecraft was like where people make CPUs or games with was it the redstone? That stuff is cool.
I can't anymore because of school, but I still love it, and it kinda boring as no one wants to at school.
What have people moved into now? What do they use? Like, what are they playing?
Snappo says 2 likes and growing. Every single one helps build this world.
Me and my friends usually played McP together, but it has dissolved away Socia.
Yeah, I remember that game coming out. I think it's like 2014. My brother's really into it. Or like, He's also into all the games like Rust. Forgot what you call them. A little bit different.
Oh, cool.
That's nice. Okay, we have our terrain seed there. It's not doing anything. Interesting. Yeah. Let's move this up. There we go. Perfect. So now we can capture a terrain seed. So for Propellant Noise to generate a height map, we essentially need to have it provide a seed number value, and it can be like 0 to infinity essentially. And if you use the same seed number like for a different render, it'll give you the exact same result. So super cool, kind of like a stateful way to store terrain without having to like store the data of like where each thing goes. You just store the seed. So let's increase that to like huge. I don't think there's a number for infinity, but I could be wrong. Let's do that.
Cool.
Is there a number for infinity in JavaScript?
I have a coding questions.
Yeah, please go for it. Not quite using that. What's your code question? Oh, I do have that support. Interesting.
What would it take to make a link shorten a website that does full tracking like device place VPN? I want to make QR codes with pranks, but I can't track as other websites are paid.
You know, one of the first websites I ever programmed was an image uploader. It was in PHP, but why I had so much fun coding it is when people took the images and used them in like their signatures and forms and stuff. I gave the users the ability to see like where their image was, like on what websites it was loaded on. So you get like this giant list of all the websites that was loaded on. And to kind of do that, all I had to do was have PHP, like you'd load the image file, but you wouldn't load it directly. You would load the PHP file and it would have the image name, and then the PHP file would serve up the image, and then that gave me the ability to pull IP address and track like the host name of like the referrer, which was enough to do tracking. Let's see, what would it take?
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. It was called up2go.us. If you look on the Wayback Machine, you'll probably see it. That's one of the benefits of PHP though, over like JavaScript, which is kind of my favorite language. PHP, you just have to upload the file. You don't have to worry about like build pipelines or anything crazy. You just upload it and you load it, and that's it. Super simple. Do you have a language you'd want to code it in, or are you open to anything? It's kind of the same situation with Python, by the way. You could just upload your Python and it works. With JavaScript, you just have to do a bunch more stuff.
I want to ask, how does domains work? I know you get domains and subdomains, but are they isolated, like one person works on one domain and the other person on a subdomain, and does it mess things up?
So that's a good question. You're looking into, it's called DNS. You can technically have one subdomain.
Anything, I'm more into J's, but anything will work.
So you can have one subdomain point to a completely different server. So you could have it like parked on GoDaddy, a subdomain, and then the main domain parked on like a virtual machine somewhere. So you have full control over that. You're going to be looking into DNS and A records specifically. The problem with JavaScript when it comes to the server is you have to worry about packages and npm. So that's why I'm not. But you know, it's good though. If you learn that, you'll be set in the future. I don't know. I feel JavaScript's got a little bit more complicated today. It used to be easy, but then again, there was a time where I was coding, we didn't even have nodejs, so you couldn't do JavaScript on the server side. So you had to use PHP. Some people use Perl. You can believe it. Perl was kind of the precursor to PHP, in my opinion. I don't want to do this. Where do we update? But what you're asking to do is definitely very doable. You can get something up relatively quickly. And you do have the benefit of AI to help you through the more complicated aspects. But what you need is you need to find a host. You need to find a place to deploy your code. Amazon used to have you could free tier where you could get a free virtual machine for a year, but I'd be careful with that, because if you select the wrong server size, you still need a credit card attached to the account basically, and you could end up costing money when you didn't want to. Right, where's my update? Slowly getting back into things over here. Okay, here we go. Ooh.
My idea is to make a simple **** hub hosted website that takes a link and looks at a number 19 JEBD link, then it will send tracking data through Discord.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, then you'll probably benefit from JavaScript and its registry, because you can pull in the Discord.js npm package, like I did for my chat integration, kind of like this. I'll pull it up. So if you take a look here,
but it will be very unsecure.
Well, it doesn't have to be, especially since most of your code will be in the backend. It means other people won't get to see it, how it works, which is good, because when you connect to Discord, you have to provide an API key. I'll show you where I set that up. So you see this, where it says client.login. I'm pulling a env prop, so I don't have to have my API key in the code and leak it on a live stream. So I had to I started streaming coding, I had to kind of adjust how I did things. Well, first off, it's a really bad idea to have API keys in your source code. It's very bad. But when you're testing coding, like, sometimes you just do it.
I think *** hub is blocked.
Oh, is it really? You know that why? Because get is a swear word in the UK, at least it used to be. Alright, let's connect to our bad word filter. And we'll fix that right now. Right, you should be able to see GitHub now. Is that easy to fix it? Yeah, but this whole Discord integration I did to get the live chat, the channel hooked up to Kynto, the avatar system, is only 219 lines of code. So it just shows you can do a lot with a little.
I did not know Git is a swear word.
It's one of the, like, the lower, like, it's not as bad as, like, you know, many other ones, but yeah. In America, I don't think it's a swear word. They say words in America you would never say in the UK. Like, I'm not going to get into them because it's YouTube. But I had a culture shock when I first moved here, let's just put it that way. Because when I moved here, I was in school, so, you know, I didn't know what was what. Dutch has equivalent words, so you might have it in Afrikaans. I'm not sure.
No, not Afrikaans, but South Africa.
Interesting, okay. You know, when I first moved to America, one of my neighbors was from South Africa. And when I first heard her talk, it sounded like she was English. But, you know, after she got like 5 words out, I'm like, you're not English, but it sounds, you know, a little bit similar.
Big Balla joined stream new.
Oh boy. Oh god, let me make sure that we're good here. I had to quickly disable other people being able to stream in my stream room. Sometimes I disable it so I can test things. That could have been bad. Interesting. And you know what's funny is the AI rejected your comment, Don.
I need to get out of bed. It's 8:01 by me.
Alright, okay. Go for it. Cheers for hopping on. It's good to hear from you. Oh damn, we had someone on Kick ask if I know React. It doesn't look like they're still on, but yes, I do. Whoa, someone's updating their clothing. Is that you? Who is that? Just say hello.
Hello.
Big Balla says hello.
LOL, did you come from the live stream?
About it, let's see.
No, I just found this randomly.
Whoa.
Whoa, no kidding. Where did you find it, lol? I live stream developing it, that's why I asked.
It's funny. Someone just stumbled into it.
I just searched online games.
No kidding.
Whoa, that's legit good to know, and Ty for letting me know, lol.
Oh cool. Well, you're
LOL, just so you know, if you search Codeloch on YouTube, you are in the clip. Yeah, exactly, you see other people chatting from YouTube into this room.
Funny. Not everybody answers when they come on the game. Like, you know, where did you find this? So I always appreciate when someone says something. What did they say again? I just searched online games. This is sort of stuff I would have done. That's funny. How would you find it though? People buries everything so much. There's like, and you have to be like gigantic in order to get certain search. This isn't the 2010s. Well, hopefully I was recording that so we could clip it, because it's pretty funny. Alright, so I have a... Oh, I don't know why it's not reading out your comments, Dylan, but you said, well, you're in a live stream. Yeah, exactly. So I was... And what's the odds? 1 in a lot. Yeah, because I just tried Googling it off screen here, and Kynto doesn't come up, so... I know there's a couple of posts in Reddit did a couple of years back. I friended them. That's literally about it. I don't even know if the website's up for Kynto. Let's see. Okay, the site's up. It's not really maintained though. But I'm going to quickly pop on the oven and have some pasta from Domino's. So I'll be right back.
Big Balla joined Italia.
Oh, that's cool. Italia is one of the cooler rooms in Kynto. It was made by a user called Markowitz, actually, during the start of the pandemic, I think. And he logs in every so often just to see what's going on. Dylan, I completely forgot that he could actually see your chat messages from YouTube. But he definitely can, because they dump out in the room.
Big Balla joined Pixel Paradise.
It's also another good room. Okay.
Did you change the chat commands to have in front or still the same?
Big Balla joined stream new.
I think the chat commands, they work both ways. So you can put the exclamation mark or you can do it without them. But let me know if any of the chat commands are broken. And I think now you can just type, no, I don't know if I released that, but you should be able to just type like left to move left, but I'm not sure if I did release that.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do a little development stream where I code some minigames. If you've got any minigame ideas, let me know. I'd start coding chess, but that might be a bit much for most people right now.
What happens?
I'm guessing it cut off one of your messages that you sent. Okay, I get to the computer again.
I said move left 10 and all chats popped up.
Oh, weird. Sounds like I have a bug fix then. Alright, we got some chicken Alfredo. Ooh, that.
Oh, there I'm dancing.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something about that latency. I have some options, but not a lot. If I was running the streams on a local instance of Kynto, not using the server, we could have almost instantaneous YouTube chat, so maybe it's worth me getting that up. And I'll be able to turn on Kick Chat. We did have the first comment tonight from Kick saying, are you developing React? Which was someone knew what they were looking at. I'm not sure like development's appreciated on Kick, but based on all the stuff I've seen about it, but I coded a chat integration for it anyway. But it does not work in production because it requires Puppeteer. I don't have that integrated. Okay.
The wardrobe command works in YouTube.
Oh, that made you walk. That was weird. Okay, we have something going on with the command system, don't we? Okay, so I'm gonna have to look at the recording to see why. What the heck?
In YouTube.
Oh yeah, something's going wrong here. Oh, you know what it might be? We're not... I can see what's happening here.
Lol, last time's problem.
Yeah. Alright, so it's this function right here called process and trigger command. Let's have a quick look at what's going on in here.
It's the who command.
It also, yeah, so what's happening is essentially it's not terminating, so I don't have... Oh, I see why. Oh, let's see.
In YouTube.
So these are all the commands we have support for. And it does have break. So break in a switch statement terminates the switch statement, so it just runs the logic. Like if you type who, it'll just run this function, identify users in room, and then breaks. but it's giving me the impression that it's not breaking. Yeah, this doesn't make much sense. Maybe it's firing twice? I don't know.
In YouTube.
Yeah, so you see how there's three cases here? I don't know if you can see my screen on YouTube clearly, but it says who, where, and identify. All of those switch statements will fall into this function right here. Basically, they're aliases. That's what you would call it. Did I code the go command? Let's see. Must not be hooked up on the front end. All right. Dylan, do you have any more chat command ideas? As a fix this, it's always good to add more chat commands. And important to make the ones work that should, that's for sure. But like, when I type move 10, move left 10, it certainly shouldn't be doing what it's doing. It's just not doing anything. It's almost kind of a black box once it's running. Flex X009, are you still with us? Kick. Right, something weird's going on here. Okay. Well, it should be working. So if we go into your YouTube live chat integration and Twitch, Kick, or Discord, we're doing the exact same stuff. It's all just triggering process and trigger command. That way, if I add a command to one service, it'll work for all, which is like easier to maintain and kept our process input much smaller. Parse command and message. Maybe something's going on up here. Oh. Yeah, your messages are not getting through.
My messages does not get through open mouth smile.
So what we're gonna have to do,
Switching to Discord.
they're coming through now. So technically I could hook up a debugger. Let's see how much of a pain that would be actually. This is a pain to do, but it's worth showing you what it looks like. How do I do this again? I essentially have to connect a remote debugger to nodejs. It's been a little while, I forgot. Okay. Oh well, we had to start the server in inspect mode. No, it's not running in that. I should at least be able to show you to connect in Chrome. Okay, here we go. Somewhere in here.
Is Discord connected?
Oh, good point. Let me connect Discord right now. Should be in a better habit of doing that. So to enable Discord, I just go in here, go in Discord, click Start Connection. Now it's active, Dylan. Let's also activate Twitch just for the heck of it. And then we'll post out a live message to Discord folks. Actually, I'm not streaming. It's been a while since I've done that.
Discord_Merbros15 says hello.
Hey Dylan, if you want to test like the comments on YouTube that didn't get through on YouTube and test them in Discord, that would be helpful to debug what the heck's going on. I think the AI mod's catching it, but I could be wrong. Alright. So Twitch is live. Let's populate our notification in Discord. Let's see what it does. Cool. Works. I suppose we should add kick. No, because it's not connected, because I wouldn't know. I'll still add it. It's an easy one. We don't even have to bother pulling the bloody plugin, we'll just do this last day.
I'm doing at notifications to notify everyone, as it seems the bot does not call the role properly.
So what is it doing wrong? Is it because it's lowercase? Oh, you know what it is? It's because there's a full stop. There's a full stop at the end of it, so I'll fix that right now. Okay. Oh, I fixed it here. I just haven't released it, but yeah. Oh no.
Oh, okay, cool, easy fix.
Easy fix. And we just added in the kick URL as well, so it'll have 3 links free in which you can watch this. Okay.
What is the pros and cons of coding live on a live project live on the web?
I think maybe the better question is like, what are the cons? Well, the pros are like exactly what you did, Dylan. Testing it as a code stuff and giving me live feedback. I'd say that's a huge pro. Like, that's huge. The other thing is coding in itself is a pretty isolating prospect, and it's both good and bad. So kind of changes that dynamic a little bit. Another pro, I'm building something that is specifically for live streaming anyway, so it's kind of like forced me to do it. That was a good question. Some of the cons of live coding though are like, you know, fear of showing something you shouldn't in your code. Like, I'm not worried about showing my code, but you don't want to show like API keys. You don't want to show all sorts of stuff like that. Like if I showed something wrong, I could sit here and get like essentially hacked on live, which has happened to many developers. So if you ever plan on doing that in your future, just be aware of that, especially as you integrate Discord and stuff. When you create like a Discord bot and you get that API key, if someone else gets that API key, they can do anything that your bot can do. All right, that looks fine. But yeah, there's also pluses to it, just having people interact. I'd say it's died down a little bit on YouTube recently, just probably because I've been streaming less.
Can you go look at my idea on YouTube? I forgot to tell you that it did not go through.
Okay, I'm gonna have a look. Let me put this into the build pipeline and I'll go have a quick look. I have a build fired off for a server component now. So let's see. I have this funny idea that if you type... Oh, that's funny. I actually do have an alien spacecraft art. So my former partner actually got into pixel art, at least for a couple of months, and she did some cool stuff. And one of the things she did create was a spaceship. Yeah, we could definitely do that. Where would I even find it? Maybe she emailed it to me. Might actually be in my asset registry. Let's check. Yeah, here we go. A little super simple UFO. So I could do that. So we'd have it fly in essentially over the user, and like the user fly up and then be stuck to the bottom of the spacecraft, and then like move the spacecraft off the screen or up off the screen.
I actually want to get a Copilot Plus PC, but I will just disable all the extra AI tracking stuff, but I like the idea of a fast laptop that can run AI locally.
Doesn't Copilot run on the server still though? I don't think that runs locally. It just integrates with your local. I wish I could run something that powerful on local. It would be amazing. Alright, I'll add it to the list though. That's a good one.
Copilot Plus PCs has a TPU chip on the PC so you can run llama stuff.
No kidding.
Agan Showtime says Halo.
Hello again, Showtime. Happy weekend to you. Thank you for saying hello.
Hello Showtime.
Can I ask you about Java?
You can. I'm not most up to date with Java, but I've built a couple Android apps. What you working on?
Working on vocals says what is JWT in web?
Mainly some programming stuff.
Wait.
Are you talking about JSON web tokens? It was too long before. All right, let's take a quick look here.
I have problem with this topic.
So you're working on some authentication stuff? Is that what you've got going on? Essentially, it's like kind of persisting a session. But if you could tell us more about how you're using it in your context, that'd be helpful. What's the question we had? Okay, so again, I think you're still typing. I'm waiting on your question as well.
In session management I need to use it because it's giving me troubles. I did come up with a pick hosting solution Discord. Did you see the hashtag don't delete doing random stuff here channel?
Let's check this. Don't delete.
Sorry,
okay,
did not mean to cut your message off.
No, no worries. It helps me figure out how to make all this better as well. You're using Discord to host images. That's pretty funny, Don. That's a good idea. All right, so session management. I need to use it because it's giving me troubles. Is there a specific authentication service you're integrating, or are you building your own? Working on vocals.
Can I ask STH?
You can ask anything, especially code related, that's for sure. Also, let me go ahead, just to let you know, we do have a Discord. So even if I'm not in stream, I can answer code questions. If you click on my profile, it's I think the first link on YouTube.
I'm logging into Kynto real quick.
Sweet. And I appreciate that additional like. Let's go up, update our counters here.
Thank you for helping bring on more avatars. 3 likes now.
You guys are figuring that out. Get back to figuring out what's going on here with my code.
Will the future be no code? Like just code modifications?
Oh, that's a good question, working with vocals, working on vocals.
I can't ask.
So working on vocals, just real quick for you, I think the future is going to be more software architecture.
Dylan R joined stream new.
we're always going to be writing code or at least modifying it. And humans are going to have to be there to still architect how to make use of AI. So I don't think by learning how to code or being a better coder, you're going to be in a worse off situation. You're going to be better off than the vast majority of people that still don't know how to code. And while they can spit out like a snake game or, you know, spit out a component in React, they don't understand how it works. They don't understand why it works. They'll never understand how to improve it. We're always going to need coders. You're just going to be more specialized and more is going to be expected of you. I think that's what's going to happen. It's kind of like what's happened since coding started in the first place. You know, there's a time where people were hacking machine code with punch cards, like the 60s. And
Dylan says thumbs up.
And again, Showtime, you can definitely ask. You can definitely ask.
My bad.
No, please feel free. I just wanted to take a moment to answer, at least my opinion on working on vocals.
When I ask my ******* GE, it's gone.
Interesting. Well, I think YouTube's doing that. Let me just post in the Discord link so you have
What
that.
are the negative impacts of transactional in get ***** odds?
Let me just post this Discord link and then I'll get back to the questions. And then we'll remove any of the bad words.
Yeah, I think design phase gonna be really important.
Yes. What are the negative impacts of transactional and get methods? Well, one thing with a get request as opposed to a post request is they're just easier to make. I kind of like them. I think you should just defend in your code. So I don't know. That's a good question. I'd ask you that same question. What do you think would be the what are negative impacts of that? I think just like one, that someone could just like hit and open a link a bunch of times, or a bot could stumble into that URL and essentially hit you with a bunch of GET requests to it. It happens. Like, I have bots hitting my WebSocket servers all day long. I could probably show you right now. And you wouldn't expect bots to go crawl WebSockets, but they try. Yeah, not anything recent. Okay, right here. See these GET requests? Oh no, I think that's our system. That's not bot. We'll put a pin on that one.
I think the main negative impact is CSRF.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah, like, yeah, absolutely. Like if you could trick a user or someone else that's already logged in a system by sending them a link to click it, that could be problematic.
Cross-site request forgery CSRF.
Yeah, 100%. These are good.
Codeloch, so I've been thinking the web application for mobile is a bit laggy when making an app. Can you make the art code local and only the voice stuff, movement, etc. web-based like Clash of Clans?
It's a wee bit laggy. Dylan, what phone are you using? I'm curious. If you want to post some info in the Discord so I can test that later. I can like simulate your device's settings, so I can optimize that a wee bit. I don't think that like post requests get you by
Samsung Galaxy A14 LTE.
Okay, let's check a look at that phone.
When I use transactional and get my server *****ing up haha.
It's blowing up. What's your server coded in? Oh, I think you mentioned Java, right? Was that you? I'm curious, why did you go with Java? If that's the case. Folks, please do make sure you subscribe and like this video as well. It's really nice having people on talking about their code problems and just talking code. Alright, I wanted to take a look at his phone specs, so then yeah, that's 4 gigs of RAM. Fine. I have a. What's the specs of the Pixel 2 compared to the Pixel? Ooh. That's double the RAM. Interesting.
What architectural trade-offs did you make in the last significant project, and why? I am curious. Grinning face, grinning face.
That's a good question. Let me think about a couple. I've had a couple of projects I could talk about. So I've got 2 scenarios I can talk about. I could talk about personal projects, or I could talk about work. One of the trade-offs that I made recently working on a native iPhone application at work, I couldn't convince them to do hybrid development. I'm comfortable with native. I'm very comfortable with web. And they had some situations where it would have made sense to kind of do a hybrid approach. Didn't give me that ability, so we couldn't do that. Sometimes you have architectural limitations placed on you that are kind of like just made up by those people you're working for, you know? So that's one thing. And this current project, I could talk about WebRTC. So how I share my code and how you're seeing my camera right now. Actually, keep an eye on that. The battery's about to die. I'm using WebRTC, which is peer-to-peer. And it works really well if you're only dealing with a couple of devices. But if you have like 12 devices, peer-to-peer media streaming becomes quite painful. You have to figure out mesh networks and stuff. But I recommend you look up WebRTC. Look up WebRTC and you'll see what I'm talking about. Appreciate that additional like as well. Let's update
4 likes and growing. Every single one helps build this world.
It's very true. I would just need one more subscriber to push us, push the number up from 3250 to 3260. So, appreciate your help there. And I'm curious about architectural trade-offs that you've run into. A lot of them just come from limitations in time, right? Like that's a big part.
I have an off-topic question. What is Scottish national food and stuff, and what do you like? Is there a language also?
Oh, that's a good question. I'll tell you a funny story. Growing up in Scotland, right, there was a time where there was only 4 channels, and one of the channels would only come on after school, and it would show The Simpsons. it would show one episode of The Simpsons in English and the other one in Gaelic, which is the language of Scotland before everybody was forced to speak English. Anyway, I didn't understand Gaelic, so I got upset when it would come on. I didn't know that was chewing on the deaf among culture. Scotland has some good food though. If you look up stovies, it's kind of like a sausage stew, or you can make it with like
that's really
corned
cool.
beef. Yeah. Yeah. There's a Scottish character in The Simpsons as well, Willie. I'm curious, what about Dylan R? What about any food? You got any food you recommend I should try? I've never asked anyone in your part of the world.
You should try South African Afrikaans food.
Yeah, please give me like 1 or 2 dishes to look into. The UK gets a bad rap for food, but they're quite open to all sorts of different foods,
Ask
I'll be
anyone
honest.
about Bry, they will know what you're talking about.
Interesting. Yeah, we're gonna have to increase how long this chat bubble
Do you like
stay on
hot
screen.
type of food?
Yes. Are you talking like spicy? Or just like hot?
What's your tech stack, brother?
That's a good question. So I'll just jump back and forth here as we're talking. Tech stack, using React for the user interface. Dylan says yes, spicy. I do actually like spicy food. I like curries, I like Mexican food, so I'd definitely try anything that's... I like spicy food. So we use React for the front end user interface here, right? So like all this is all built in React. It's like share my camera, my desktop, that's all built in WebRTC. This is canvas. So this is a canvas tag. So I'm using canvas and WebGL for rendering the avatars, the chat bubbles and stuff. And then I'm using WebSockets to connect everything for the peer-to-peer as well as to the server. And the server is in Node.js. So, and then on the server side, I'm using MongoDB for the database storage. So MongoDB, Node.js, React, and Canvas and WebGL. Great question. I'm curious about your tech stack working on vocals. It's always a good question to ask anyone working on a project.
Try bunny chow. Some people do it really good bunny chow, but some people try and fail miserably with it. I'm not sure if it is actually Indian, but we have that.
That's interesting. Oh, that sounds good. That's funny that curry is like a part of your culture as well. It's definitely the same in the UK. I think the national dish of Scotland's like chicken korma or something. What is it? Or is it tikka masala? Or is it the UK? Let's see. Yeah, the national dish of the UK is tikka masala, which I think did come from Scotland. Let's confirm that. Okay. Yeah, so tikka masala originally came out of Glasgow, Scotland, which is where my family's from, by the way. All my family are from there, in Paisley. My brother lives there. He's also called Dylan. He lives in Paisley. In the 1970s, there was like an Indian cuisine place, and they kind of invented something for the Scottish people, and that became one of the second national dishes of the UK. But bunny chow sounds good.
Braai is like a barbecue but a lot better, and it's a type of offense to refer to braai as a barbecue, but we have barbecue sauce here lol.
Oh, that's cool. Interesting. Oh, cooking over a wood fire. Man, I do that. Sounds awesome. Yeah, in America they call it like grilling, I think. And then Australia has its own terminology as well, right?
Why did the developer break up with his girlfriend? Because he just couldn't commit.
It's built into Afrikaans tradition.
Oh, work on vocals, that's good. And I laughed hard because I actually, I relate. Oh man. It's genuinely funny. Alright, let's increase our chat bubble duration. I think we can just do it from the database, so I think I have settings set up for that. Let's take a look. Yeah, chat timeout 6,000, so that would be 6 seconds for the chat timeout. What do you think? We should double it? 15 seconds? Let's do 15. Should be enough. And then I have a API request to essentially flush our configuration options. Remember it. Yeah, that's it. All right, cool. So now if I reload our tab over here, chat messages should last for longer. So we should have a no code fix for that. We did loads of terrain, so I'll go ahead and regenerate that. That's cool. Oh, I better go check on my pasta. Work on vocals. I'm curious if you've got any other jokes. It's bloody funny. All right, now we just have to heat up some garlic breads.
Dylan R says the thing I see is that other countries think we clock our meat dry, but we make our meat fully cooked but extremely flavorful and juice, but we don't eat meat that is still red. Interesting.
It was probably because of the landscape. It probably wasn't safe to do that. But yeah, if you guys are eating spicy food and stuff, that dispels even stuff I knew. I didn't know that. All right, I'm gonna quickly change the battery in this camera. So we're gonna lose sound for a second, but it should come right back. Cool. All right, we should be back in business. Yeah, I need to figure out a power solution to this camera up here. I was using webcams before, but I'm trying to actually like shoot YouTube videos, so I picked up like a real camera. But one of the problems is it takes just batteries right now. Okay, so I didn't get to see if the chat messages last longer. Let's try.
Snappo says 123 testing.
Yeah, there you go, Dylan. We have the chat messages showing up for 15 seconds now, so I was able to solve that issue without any code changes. Well, all this talk about food though has me hungry, so. I'm supposed to be booking my trip to go back to Scotland, actually. My brother's all excited, so I need to get over there. But it's a pain to get on a plane and stuff for 12 hours, but it's worth it to come out another end and see family, so just have to do it. And I'll be going this time, I'll be going for 2 weeks instead of the 6 days I went last year, so that'll be good.
Working on vocals says, why was the JavaScript developer sad? Because he didn't know how to express himself. Haha, this one was said by our professor.
That's good.
Sam D Dev says, yo, this project has really progressed.
What is up, Sam D Dev? How are you? And I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. Dylan, I'm wondering if it's not reading out your messages just because of the size of them. Do you think that's the issue? We're going to have to tune down the AI a little bit. I think it's a wee bit aggressive. But Dylan says that Americans basically still have blood in their meat, like red in their meat, and they cook all the red out.
Do you work on game
South
development
Africa.
professionally?
Sam D Dev, that's a great question. I actually don't. What I work on professionally is like mainly app development and e-commerce stuff for like really large e-commerce websites.
Hello Sandy Dev. But
I'll tell you, building games for fun is what got me into programming in the first place, so it's always just kind of been there, if that makes sense.
I have it under 200 characters.
Working on vocals, asked, did I start with Lua? No, actually. I started with JavaScript. So I started with JavaScript, and then went to PHP and stuff. I started building actually like a version of this for PSP. I actually have a PSP here. Let's see. It should be here. Yeah. So the first game I ever built was for this. And it has a basic web browser on it, really basic. Oh, it's dead, I can't turn it on, but yeah. I wanted to build something I could, you know, my mom didn't let me like on the computer all day, so I had to build something for PSP. And very few people, or kids at least at that time, were working on PSP games. So did web, and then I went to ActionScript free, if you can believe it. Let me see, I have a book here. I recommend you guys look up. You can, I'm not going to try to get anyone in trouble, but you can find this in Google. Type in ActionScript.
Do you work or freelance, sir?
Type in ActionScript for multiplayer games and virtual worlds. This is one of the main things that like helped me understand and grasp MMO development. And even though it was specifically for ActionScript free, read it for the methodologies. Read it for, just take a look at this. Incredibly helpful. And It'll like make you understand WebSockets and all sorts of technologies that you just wouldn't get access to as a web developer alone.
Oh, you play cock cool. I do also social dist. What the are you?
How long have you been working on this project?
That's a great question. So I basically built this project, rebuilt it like over 10 times. Starting when I was literally a child, to now. And all sorts of different languages. Clash of Clans. I think I messed around with that. I liked Age of Empires a lot. I like RTS games. But this version of the project, I've been working on it a couple of years, but I've only really picked it up on live stream in like the last 6 months. So it kind of changed like the whole way I was working on the project. And do I work on freelance? I do. I did freelance when I first started out coding, when I didn't really have a resume. But now I work for a big corporation, and sometimes I do freelance stuff, but I don't have to that much, so that's good. It's hard work being a freelancer, I think. I think you get paid less as a freelancer, and more is expected of you. So a big shout out to anyone that's freelancing out there. And part of the problem is I just never asked for enough money. That's probably part of it as well. But if you want to understand my journey, look into this book. Action Script for Multiplayer Games and Virtual Worlds. Dylan, I recommend you check this out. And you can apply almost all the code in here to JavaScript today. But like all this stuff I talk about, you know, peer-to-peer, people had a concept of this well before it was ever available on the web, which is what I ended up going with in the first place. Just really, really good stuff. I have quite a large library.
How to mention someone I'm
books.
struggling with here on YouTube. LOL Codeloch, can you make it that in front of any text will not be read, as I wanted to reply to working on vocals as he has cock vids.
Oh. Well, maybe Dylan or if...
Don't you wanna shift to AI/ML data science, looking at the future scopes?
Working on vocals, definitely have a huge interest in AI, and like, you know, I check out Hugging Face and stuff regularly for models. Even in this project, I use machine learning in small ways, like not talking about like using ChatGPT, you know, OpenAI's APIs, but literally running TensorFlow JavaScript in the browser. You can do some basic ML stuff in browser, which is awesome. One example I'll give is just taking like my face and mapping it to an avatar's face. That's something that ML makes really, really easy. And I think I'm always going to stick with like app architecture, system architecture, but yeah, you challenge me. I should definitely see how I can better keep myself told for the future.
I am working on using RNN for sentiment assist system currently.
Interesting. Can you tell us a little bit more about that, working on vocals? And please join the Discord. I'd love to have you over there. And Sam D Dev, if you could please join as well, that would be awesome. See if I can find my message and pin it. But if you click on my profile, I know it takes you off the video, but it does give you the Discord links. It's just with the nature of YouTube, right? Like, you'll likely never see this stream again. Not gonna lie, I'm a wee bit tempted to put together a book of my
neural
own.
Networks for sentimentism, like using random forest or naive Bayes models to predict the positivity and negativity of human sentiments.
That would be very powerful for AI moderation, so that's awesome. Let me give us some stuff to Google here, which I appreciate. And I say this all the time, it doesn't matter how long you've been coding, how long you've been in system architecture, or just, you know, tech in general. You never stop learning.
Yeah, for cyberlogy too, man.
Cyber psychology. Wow.
Hey Codeloch, I think you should block cock word even if it is Clash of Clans. The cock brings same sound as a other word we know.
No, you couldn't DM me that one. Alright. I shall. And it looks like there's a couple of words to... Working on vocals, what got you on that path? And what resources could you share with us for someone that's like myself that's interested in learning more? Oh, you're good, Dylan. I'm in the laugh.
I am in Town Hall 17 currently, someone was asking.
There you go, Dylan.
Wow, that's awesome.
One new subscriber.
Yeah, look at that. We're at 3260. Slowly growing.
I'm TH13.
Surprised I didn't build like a web version of this. Uh-oh. Whenever I hear a Windows sound in my headphones, it's just never good. Usually, like, means error. You guys
How long did it take you to achieve the 17?
I'm gonna grab some food though. Right.
It's the normal tech stack, brother. Python with ML libraries, RNN. I started playing 2019.
Wow, awesome. I started 2020.
Cool. Broda.
I liked your Town Hall 12 vid.
Great, haha, it's old thought.
Well, that's super cool. I just had the headphones instead of the mic, so you couldn't hear me eating. But yeah, it's cool having chat system up.
Codeloch, the stream health bar is not working correctly. It stays on 7% from the beginning of the live stream.
Yeah. What we'll have to do is spend some time improving that. Yeah, it shouldn't be so low. I think part of the reason, like, it should be red first off. But I wanted it to be kind of punishing.
Is at least still applicable on some braces, beaming face with smiling eyes.
I wanted it to be kind of like punishing, so if we're not getting like a lot of likes or a lot of chats, but we've got a lot of chats tonight, so it should be higher. Let's take a look at that logic. And then I heard working on vocals as well mention the stack. Working on vocals, so I take it you have like a RTX GPU. Yeah, see, it should be triggering danger level.
RTX 4090.
Right on. Okay, I got a 390, a 3090. That's what I'm running this stream off of.
What the 4090? Hey.
Yeah, it's a beast. Oh, it was good to get some food in.
For ML stuffs, I added extra.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. Uh-oh. Looks like our recording terminated in OBS.
Otherwise it would blast LOL.
Ran out of disk space. One of my major issues. I've got two computers that I use daily, and they constantly run out of disk space, so I'm copying stuff over. And, ugh. It's mainly because of this streaming stuff and trying to make videos. It sucks up all my hard drives, but it's worth it. Alright, let's copy this out here. I built my own little NAS with like a Raspberry Pi 4.
Can I get or get a UID? If you want.
Mine is Scotland is me. To give you an idea how much screen recordings I have on my coding now, I have over...
Imagine you could use a YouTube SER to read the new comments rather than webhook limitations.
Say it's like that. But I have like 2 terabytes of screen recordings of me coding at 1080, which is crazy. Alright, screen... No, that's not one. Where am I supposed to put it actually? I forgot. Okay, yeah, it's supposed to go in here. All right, let's get that out here. There we go. All right, let's see what Dylan said. Imagine you could use, oh, so it's funny you say that, Dylan. I've done exactly that, 100% that. The problem is it only works on localhost, or I have to set up a VPN from production. So I'll give you a situation here. So if you do like a view source on the network tab on the YouTube page, like if you're a web browser, essentially it's doing like it's polling for the chats, and then it gets a continuation token back, and then makes another.
Terabytes. I only have two 500 GB HDDs and a 128 GB SSD.
Codeloch says, oh no, ran out of E to point, my PC froze.
Get higher SSDs, Dylan, haha. HDDs is no use, just storage thingy.
All right, let me know if you guys can hear me. I think I might
the problem is they cost a lot of cash.
I might have recovered a crash here, which is crazy. It's the first time we've been able to save a stream on the fly. That's nuts. Yeah, we're back. Yeah, that was almost hell. I completely ran out of space. I had like a megabyte left on my computer. Wow. Oh, it's stressful. I should set up like a task to essentially copy all my recordings over once we're done, so it stops building up. So,
I want to increase my RAM, but it's a lot of money. R200 for 2 GB DDR2 RAM, and I need 2 of them.
Oh my god. What are we on now? Like DDR4, DDR5? DDR5. But though I don't feel too bad. All that matters, like, coding within limitations also leads to interesting stuff.
I am glad I found this channel.
Appreciate you working vocals.
Just DDR5.
That's really cool. Make sure you're subscribed, and if you could join that Discord, that way you can see notifications when we come back on. You can see that Commodore 64 back there. I'm going to break that out one day, do some stuff on that, and see how gross it is to code for the PSP web browser. working with like 2006 technology essentially, so the browser's not that good. Let's see, is there any code I want to commit? It's 3:20 in the morning, and I'm hoping to leave the house this weekend. I don't know. It's too easy not to. But you'd be surprised to know I actually like going to the ocean and stuff.
Okay, Broda, what can you relate with cyberlogy though? It's gonna be the future, I believe.
Sweet to say. Cyber psychology.
I'm just sad as my USB just gave up. I was using it for Ventoya Acer 128GB USB. I saved so long for it and now it just does not work anymore. Loudly crying face, loudly crying face, loudly crying face.
Oh, that's a bummer, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's not fun to have technology fail on you, that's for sure. I remember when I was a kid, I had some sort of HP laptop. It was like, you know, one of those basic HP clamshells. And then I was playing like Warrock in that thing. I was coding, learning how to code. And I remember one time, I don't know what happened, like the screen cracked or something. It basically broke. And I went to sleep that night so depressed. I remember waking up in the morning and it's like, oh man, I hope it was a dream. You know, my beautiful laptop was broken. No, it was real life. It sucked. It's very interesting. You know, we live in an age where all this is brand new in the first place. Never mind AI, just information and having like such easy access to it. Before it was just on a computer and now it's on a phone. We are well and truly connected. Who needs Neuralink? We already have it. And then it gets deeper as well because people are getting, we are going to end up with cyborgs. And speaking of cyborgs, the Alien TV show, Alien Earth, very good.
I had any 100 GB worth of ISO files on it. Loudly crying face, loudly crying face.
Oh, Dylan. So Dylan, I have about 10 hard drives. Going back to when I was a kid, learning how to code, all my projects, all my codes. And I tell you, like 8 out of 10 of them have failed. I'm not kidding, I'm not exaggerating. The only ones that didn't fail were typically the hard drives that went on laptops. That's it. The larger desktop ones, all the heads got stuck. And I am bummed. I'd love to go through some old code with you guys. Yeah. But that's less of an issue today with SSDs and stuff. But we just ran into it with a flash drive. It's not bulletproof, they still fail. Yeah, it's a bummer. What's funny is my friend found a couple of DVDs in my garage, and he picked them up and he copied them, and they had files that I put on them in like 2007.
Need to go and try and fix my USB.
Yeah, good luck, Dylan. I'm gonna shut this down anyway. Go eat my food. But working on vocals, very much enjoyed chatting with you tonight, and I know Dylan did as well. So once again, please join us over in the Discord, and just if you could send me stuff on AI or anything you're interested in working with, I'd appreciate it. It's very awesome, and I appreciate the jokes as well. It was awesome. Okay, just a quick reminder, I do have more videos on my channel as well, so if you want to check those out once we're done here.
I hope you have a great day further.
Bro, I am joining Discord.
Perfect.
Right away.
All right. Perfect. Working on vocals. Appreciate you. I was hanging around until I heard that, just so you know. All right. I'm shutting this down. I'm going to get my dinner. And everyone have a great weekend. I should be back on hopefully pretty soon.
Finger red number 1.
Stuff. Indeed. All right, and I'll show you how I shut down the streams as usual. I coded on a little system for this.
I will share resources too for all in server.
Absolutely brilliant. We're going to appreciate the heck out of that. And I'd love to take what you show me and, you know, bring it into the streams as I explore some of it as well. So. All right. So the first step to shut down a stream is I disable the YouTube chat integration. You're going to watch all these avatars go. It's kind of sad. There we go. And then the next stage, you'll just hear me no longer talk anymore. Let's see. All right, we're connected. And we are off.